We've spent decades trying self-help, mindset hacks, productivity systems, habit stacks, affirmations. But if all of that actually worked, we wouldn't need the next book, the next podcast, the next method. Most people don't fail at self-help. It's actually self-help that fails them. Now, some may say it's the user that is undisciplined, but the truth is that the tools don't match the real problem. Almost all self-help works downstream, focusing on our thoughts, our behaviors, routines, and our motivation. But downstream is where struggle shows up, not where it actually begins. You can change a habit, but if the belief underneath stays the same, the old pattern comes back. That's because the habit is a downstream symptom of an upstream belief. Every struggle begins with beliefs that are formed in the interaction between three things: your humanity, your individual formation, and the civilizational rule set that you inherited. Self-help rarely explores more than one of them, and certainly never all of them. Your nervous system has limits, your rhythms aren't optional, your need for rest, connection, and safety, none of that can be mindsetted away. Self-help often pretends you can override biology when you can't. Long before you made any choices were made for you. Roles, approval, what earned belonging. Self-help tries to update the software without acknowledging the source of the original code. And self-help never acknowledges that the rule set you were born into is the source of the code. It demands speed, output, comparison, performance, a structure that makes even healthy humans feel like they're falling behind. You were designed for the natural rule set, but you're being measured by the civilized one. Self-help asks you to thrive in conditions humans weren't built for. That means self-help keeps trying to fix the person, when the real problem is the environment. Any engineer will tell you that you can't gratitude journal your way out of a structural mismatch. Once you see the two triangles, the natural rule set versus civilized rule set, the low success rate of self-help starts to make sense. It's trying to repair downstream symptoms without ever addressing the upstream collision. Now, this chain will help. Belief leads to thought, leads to speech, leads to deed, leads to outcome. That is our life. Self-help usually starts somewhere in the middle, typically at the deed. But if the belief inherited from triangle 2, the chain will always reset itself. That's just how it works. When it happens, you're not relapsing. The original chain is simply reestablishing itself. The old belief never changed, so the downstream experience didn't either. This isn't failure. This is gravity. The real work is not about discipline. It's all about clarity. The key is asking ourselves, which triangle is shaping this particular belief? Does it come from a source of truth or from the stories within the civilized rule set? Here's a good example belief. It's a trap. It's very common. I am what I do. Self-help tries to fix the outcome through improvement. Better habits, better routines, more discipline. But none of that works until the belief itself is not just changed, but examined and evaluated against truth. Let's bring the belief, I am what I do, to our triangles and see what humanity reminds us of. Humanity says worth is inherent. The natural world says the need for rest is built in. But our formation process within civilization teaches us that output and performance equals love and acceptance. You see, the belief doesn't match the truths. An important thing to understand is that imagination itself isn't a creative gift. It's your biological testing system. But civilization hijacked it to predict failure, to exert pressure, and to encourage comparison. Upstream work restores imagination to work with the truth. When the belief changes, the whole chain changes. New thoughts, new speech, new deeds, new outcomes, not forced, but aligned. So here you are. Why can't you solve an upstream problem with downstream tools? Because the lens was missing. The rule set was invisible. Therefore, the chain was always going to repeat. You were never the problem. The mismatch was. And once you see the rule sets clearly, self-help stops failing because you finally know which part of the story was never yours to carry.